Okay then, Loomian Legacy has just added in customizable character profiles, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to unlock every badge, background and frame that are currently available. First things first, to actually get to your customizable profile, all you have to do is go to the ID app on the top of your screen, then go to Profile, and then from here you can click Edit Profile to change all of the stuff. Also, I should say, we do have titles, name colors and poses, but they aren't available right now. Those will be coming in future updates, and we'll probably get some in the PvP 2.0 updates. I guess I'll first go over the Halloween stuff because there's a chance that these might be limited and they might not return in the future, so clearly you want to get them while you still can. First up then is going to be the Trick or Treat background and the Mochibi backgrounds. These are really easy. All you have to do is go to the Trick or Treat event shop and then buy them for 100k points each, and that's it. Next up, let's go over the One Man's Treasure. For this background, you want to find Milo. He's behind the raid door in the Trick or Treat event place, but once you find him, you'll just have to buy out his entire stock. That's all of the boost tokens and all of the shards. All of the shards, you can buy them in any order, but once you've actually bought out his entire stock, he'll actually give you this background. Next up, let's go over the Nimue frame. So for this frame, you can only get it from the Solber's Hoganosh raid battles as a drop, and yes, it's only a chance, it isn't guaranteed. If you beat the normal mode, there's a 15% chance, and if you beat the Nightmare mode, there's a 25% chance. Next up is the Nemesis frame. And for this frame, you can only get it from the Solbus Metronate raid battles as a drop, and yes, it also only has a chance and it isn't guaranteed. If you beat the normal one, there's a 15% chance, and if you beat the Nightmare mode, there's a 25% chance. If you're battling the Hoganosh, you can definitely just do the Nightmare one solo. Although the Metronate raid is a lot tougher, I would probably recommend just beating the normal mode over and over again. And the final Halloween event unlockable is the Nimue and Nemesis badge. This badge is actually really easy to get as well. All you have to do is put a Nimue and a Nemesis into your party and then talk to this NPC. The first time that you'll talk to her, you'll initiate the quest, and then the second time you talk to her, you'll complete it and get this badge. And now with all of the Halloween specific items out of the way, let's go over the adventure items, which also should be permanent additions to the game, so you can take your time with these ones. We'll start off with the backgrounds, which are all weather related, so we'll need to wait for whichever weather you're currently working on. If you go to the Navigate app on the top of your screen and then head over to the Weathers tab, you'll be able to keep up with what weathers are currently in cycle. But anyway, the first of these backgrounds is going to be Cool Breeze, which this background requires the strong gust weather and to hunt for Pipsy. You can either knock them out or catch them, and each time you do this, there's a 10% chance you'll get the background. Next up is the Rainfall background, which requires the heavy rainfall weather and to hunt for Hydrina. You can either knock them out or catch them, and each time that you do this, there's a 10% chance you'll get the background. Next up is the Booming Skies background, which will require the severe thunderstorms weather and to hunt for Nimvault. Once you find them, you can either knock them out or catch them, and each time that you do this, there'll be a 10% chance that you'll get the background. Next up is the Heatwave background, which will require the Smoldering Heat weather and to hunt for Small. Once you find them, you can either knock them out or catch them, and each time that you do this, there's a 10% chance you'll get the background. And the last weather-related background is Shrouded Path, which will require the Dense Fog weather and to hunt for Whisper. You can either knock them out or catch them, and each time that you do this, there'll be a 10% chance for you to get the background. And now with the backgrounds out of the way, next up let's go over all of the badges. I'm not going to spend too much time going over the Harmony Medal, the Wisdom Medal, the Cyber Medal, and the Tidal Medal. These are pretty self-explanatory. All you have to do is beat the Battle Theatres 1 through 4 to get all of these. Although I will say, if you go to your trainer ID, they are just badge versions of the medals. Next up, let's go over the Heavy Bag badge, which will require you to go to the Gym Rats location in Sephiroth City. You want to bring a strong Loomian like Tatab. If you want to copy the one that I'm using, that's fine. Just note, you only need the melee type TPs, you don't need the rest of them. And then we'll want to take on the Heavy Bag Challenge and knock out the Heavy Bag in one shot. Next up is the Pond Master badge, which will require you to go to Bob's Pond, located on Route 8, and once here, you'll want to start fishing for all of the Tier 1, 2, and 3 guppies. There's a board here showing you what you've currently unlocked, and don't worry about the Tier 4 and 5 guppies, those aren't needed for this badge. And the last 4 of these badges are all related to the arcade, which for these badges, you'll want to visit Atlanthean City, specifically the Entertainment District, and head inside of the arcade, because we gotta play some mini-games. The first of these badges is Disc Drop, which will require you to get a score of 500,000 or higher on the Disc Drop game. Next up is the Dodgy Dobo badge, which will require you to get a score of 100 or higher on the Dodgy Dobo game. Next up is the Zoo Long badge, which will require you to reach level 100 or higher on the Zoo Long game. And then lastly is the Prope Pummel badge, which will require you to get a score of 50,000 or higher on the Prope Pummel game. And with that, that is how you unlock all 11 badges, 8 backgrounds, and 2 frames that are currently available. Although I'm probably going to get asked a lot about this Llama Train Studios badge that I have, so just to quickly explain, this badge isn't unlockable and the only way to get it is to be a developer for the game. We mostly have this to prevent people from pretending to be a developer and acting maliciously. And with that being said, let me know in the comments down below which is your favourite badge, background, or frame that you'll be grinding for.